Let's talk about something I know many of you are thinking about. How does Agile actually work in an organization that's still primarily waterfall? And most importantly, how do Agile teams deal with deadlines? Because I get it. When you're used to waterfall, the idea of working iteratively can feel, let's say, a little bit mysterious. Agile teams can seem like they're maybe allergic to deadlines or worse, making it up as they go along. But here's the thing. Agile can absolutely work in a waterfall environment. And Agile teams do deal with dates just a little differently than what you might be used to. So let's break it down into three different areas. Okay. Number one, in Waterfall, we plan everything upfront. Requirements, design, we build, and when we're gonna build, and when we're gonna test, and when we're gonna deliver. Our measure of success is often defined as us being on time and on budget. Here's an example. Have you ever gone to a go live party where you celebrated being on time? Exciting, right? And I have, but we shouldn't have actually been celebrating because sometimes our users weren't very happy because we didn't build them the thing that they actually needed. Okay. On an Agile team, we're focused more on building the right thing. So it's about fast learning. We're incrementally building and going live, or at least demoing and making adjustments based on feedback from our actual users. Getting feedback helps us build the right thing for our users. Okay, second area. In Waterfall, we try to figure everything out up front, all of the requirements, right? But the reality is things change. The business changes, their process change, people change, technology changes, or our competitors come out with something totally new. And when we spend tons of time upfront, that time and energy upfront, trying to define every requirement that we're going to need over the next, let's say, year and a half or 2 years, it can be a waste of time because when things change, then we often have to shelve those requirements. On an Agile delivery team, we create a high level plan of where we're going, a vision of what that might look like, and a roadmap of how we might get there. But we don't figure out every single little detail because we know things are going to change. We figure out those details just in time, right before we're going to build them. Okay. So when we put together a roadmap, it's what we call a plan, not a commitment. It's a plan for what we know right now, but as we learn more, that roadmap might change. And here's the important part. Every time something changes, we know we're getting closer to what's going to make our users happier. All right. Third area. Now, let's talk deadlines. In Waterfall, as we approach a go live date, we're often not totally on track. It happens because things changed or took longer than we expected. Okay. And what happens is we either do a bunch of change requests or we try to stay true to our deadline and cut some corners on testing. We compress testing often, which means quality goes down. Okay. In an agile world, because we're prioritizing the highest value work first, the things that are most important to our users, those things are likely already done and they're probably even in production already. Okay. And so instead of cutting out testing, Agile teams will descope some lower priority items, working hand in hand with our business partner, who is often called the product owner. And this means quality stays high and we can still meet our deadline, but we're just descoping some of those lower priority items. On an Agile team, we often know early what might we have to descope, or at least what's at risk, because Agile teams forecast based on their historical data, and they use tools like burn down charts. And the longer an Agile team is together, the more data they have and the more confidence they have in those forecasts. So I hope this helps people understand how Agile teams can work with deadlines. They do it all the time. We got this.